Okay, welcome to Lights Camera Barstool. Today we have a special edition episode with Klemmer because we were doing a Tom Cruise auction draft. An idea which will be run by Gooch because Gooch has done some auction drafts before. I've only ever done them in fantasy, and that was a while ago. So I'm kind of excited to do this because we got Tom Cruise fever over here with the new Mission Impossible
Hell
coming out.
yeah.
Yeah, very
Oh,
excited.
I'm so excited for this movie. I mean, I think this is the Mission Impossible series is so special and I think unique uh, because it's the weird series where the movies got better as they got along, which is obviously very strange. And the movies it is a franchise, but you could jump into any one of them and be fine because it's more about action pieces than the actual story. But that's not a negative.
No, I totally agree, and it's crazy the different directors they've gotten on board in this. We talked about this actually yesterday, like the fact that they went from De Palma, who's in his legendary in his own right, to Wu, who's incredible. J.J. Abrams helping start his career, Brad Bird, McQuarrie, like it's crazy. The just the variety of different directors and their styles, which went into it too, because like the Wu one. So different from the J.J. Abrams one. Both of them so different from De Palma. All of them so different from McQuarrie, from Bird. Like it's crazy.
I think
Uh,
that was the initial idea. And then I think he got so comfortable and I think was so impressed with the quality of McCory that they kind of stuck together. But I think that was the initial plan. At least that's what they sold to us after Wu and after Abrams. Like, oh no, we're going to have a different director every time and really be able to show his style every time or her style every time.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worked with McQuarrie because of the set pieces and now like that's like the big centerpiece for these movies, at least since like Rogue Nation, I guess, where it's like you want to see the craziest, biggest stunt you can do, and Cruise is always willing to do it. So yeah. And I saw it yesterday, but obviously not gonna be talking about that with you guys, other than saying I the critics were made it seem like this is the biggest slop fest piece of shit ever, and they are so dumb. Anyone who was saying that should be destroyed immediately.
Also, the gap between like the initial reactions and then the scores that have been coming out is incredible. Because if you just went off like the immediate snap reactions from people like leave the critics leaving the theater, you would think this is a dog shit piece of movie. And then they put their scores out and it's like 4 stars, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, like 88% on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes. So it is a little confusing.
I
Yeah.
guess the one thing though is, and obviously no one wants spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. Um, you're saying it's not great though. Like
It's
great, great.
not so like to me like Fallout is like that's the bar you want, like the absolute maximum capacity for this franchise, right? It's not Fallout, just like the last movie wasn't Fallout. I don't think it's Rogue Nation. I think it's like I liked it about the same level as the last movie, and I think that some of the issues I had with Dead Reckoning aren't necessarily there in the Final Reckoning, but then there's different issues in the Final Reckoning that weren't present in Dead Reckoning. So like it kind of bounces. There's a little equilibrium there. But yeah, I mean, still, this some of the action set pieces you guys are going to see in that are going to blow your fucking tits off. Like we're going to go see it, I think, together, right?
Next Friday.
Next Friday. That's right.
Yep. Yeah,
So
a few of us are going together. I'm super amped up for it. I liked Dead Reckoning Part One or whatever you want to whatever it's
yeah.
called now. I liked it quite a bit. So to me that was a very good movie, borderline great movie. So I'm excited.
You know, I'll say, and this isn't too much of I don't think it's a spoiler at all. Rolf Saxon, the guy who plays the goon from the first movie that obviously in all the trailers and everything, he's returning into this one. He's incredible.
Hmm.
He's like, I watched this and I'm like, where has this dude been? Because he's like, he has a legitimately kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, like a very thoughtful presence, and I really liked him a lot in it. Just something to keep in mind.
Okay.
Anyway, we could move into some news here. First up being, we got a new Superman trailer. Obviously James Gunn, David Cornsweet,
David, that's great.
Rachel
That's good.
Brosnahan, Nick Holt, Eddie Gathegi, right? Anthony Carrigan, Nathan Fillion, Isabella Merced. Film explores Clark Kent slash Superman's journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his adoptive family in Smallville, Texas. That's like the plot of every Superman movie that's ever existed. But the trailer looked, I think this is the most hopeful I've been for it since seeing any of the material for it, teasers, trailers, otherwise. It looks fucking cool. It looks like a classic sort of comic booky feel where it's like you're getting a more animated Superman, which obviously we've talked a lot about with Man of Steel, which is very dour. I'm a Man of Steel. I'm a Man of Steel guy. I like Man of Steel. I think a lot of the shit in it was really cool. It's very dour. This Superman seems a lot more animated, three-dimensional of a character, and I'm very interested to see how it goes. There's also the one thing I'm a little maybe hesitant on. There's a billion characters in this movie, and that I'm a little bit like wary of, but at the same time, you could say the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy, and that worked. And that was characters no one gave a shit about. So maybe there's something there, and James Gunn clearly can make or characters no one knows or cares about uh really mean something to an audience. So I'm into that at least. But how do you feel about it, Clemmer?
I love my favorite part of it was the back and forth between Lois and Clark. Like he seemed to be getting frustrated with her, which you don't usually see a frustrated Superman. Even Christopher Reeve, he would only ever get frustrated really with Lex. He wouldn't really get too frustrated otherwise. So I like that back and forth. I'm very weary of what you were talking about, Kenjac, where you have all these characters like Guy Gardner. He's like I'm a DC Comics guy, so like I know Guy Gardner. He's kind of like this like asshole Green Lantern, but like you have to like explain who he is and just to understand who Guy Gardner is. But like that's gonna take 5 minutes, I would think. Like it takes a little while to explain who these guys are. And yeah, I saw you have Hawk Girl in this. You have a lot of other pieces besides just Superman. And I hope Superman doesn't get swallowed up by James Gunn trying to like shoehorn all these other characters in here. But I have to have faith in it. I will say I like the way it looks a lot. I love the score. Everything I've seen, I'm like, I love that teaser they had where the with the robots fixing Superman that came out a couple weeks ago. That
Mm.
was really good. That was before Sinners, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like that was really good. So like, or before Minecraft, maybe.
It was before it was. I was gonna say they it was a Minecraft movie exclusive.
Ah,
I'm Warner Brothers out. They have so many movies I can't keep track. But I thought that was a really good scene. So I'm very hopeful for this.
Yeah, I'm with you, Clement. The Lois and Clark stuff to kick things off. That is the heart of Superman, which I think Zack Snyder. While I really I'll defend Man of Steel to the grave. He really did not get the Lois character like even a little bit. Even with someone like Amy Adams on his team, just woefully misused. So this looks great. I think Rachel Brosnahan's kind of like the knockout casting here, and James Gunn's gonna fly with it. In terms of like how many characters, I think Clemmer, have you read All Star Grant Morrison's All Star Superman, which is where James
Yes.
Gunn's drawing? So if you've read that, and I don't want to give away too much of like plot wise to the movie, but from what I've heard, it's drawing on the episodic format of that quite a bit. Like it's more of a week in the life of Superman, and that's how all these characters ended up in the movie. So you won't, from what I understand, you won't spend a ton of time with a lot of these characters, but you're jumping from day to day
I'm
with them.
fine with that. Like, and I'm fine with just showing them quickly, I guess. So, I mean, I don't need to see a half hour on Guy Gardner. Like, I just, you know
No.
what? If now they make a Guy Gardner movie, I'll go see it because I'm, like I said, I'm a DC guy. But like in the Superman movie, I want it to be Superman. But if you want to just have these guys pop in real quick, and
Mhm.
by the way, the Green Lantern effect stuff looks really cool.
yeah.
Like a quick thing that looks really sick. I didn't know if I like that giant dinosaur looking guy, but I guess we'll see.
That's the James Gunn special.
Yeah.
I
Get,
have faith.
Kaijus.
yeah, he can't resist the kaiju.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have faith in it.
I
Hmm.
will say I wish they did shoot in New York or a bigger city because the Cleveland of it does kind of show just
Yeah.
show up a little bit. I saw some people complaining about the way it looked. I could see like it's a little overexposed for some people, but I like that they're trying something different on digital. If you're gonna shoot that way, try to be different and not make it look like a television show.
Yeah.
Which is what they're doing here. Yeah, really.
Or yeah,
And
I feel
the
like
score sounds great too, by the
score
way.
is incredible. I agree with you, Gooch. Like we've also seen between Zack Snyder and I think the Zack Snyder movies stink, by the way. I think they're awful. And the Christopher Nolan movies, which are obviously incredible. I think we all can agree on that. They're shot very dark. And
Mhm.
it's a kind of a dark look, and I know they're trying to go for kind of like this reality, this gritty look. This doesn't look like that, and I'm excited about that. Like I'm excited that they're doing something, like you said, Gooch, something different. Like look at 78 Superman, which I think is one of the best comic movies ever. Like that has two different looks, right? You have the very bright look when you got his origin story, and then kind of the grittier look when he's in, Metropolis, but obviously New York in the 70s. And I like that. I like seeing different images and different ways to shoot things. And I'm excited that James Gunn's making this brighter.
Hey, Chris Nolan did help write and produce Man of Steel.
He did.
He did.
He
He
did.
sure did.
Yeah, look, that's the best movie of that group. I'll give you that by like I think by far. But I cannot say that's a good movie. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
not even fine. It's average, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you on that, but I think there's certain scenes in it that I really like. Like when he first takes flight, like that's
Yes.
great stuff. And the score hits, like all that shit's amazing.
Great score.
Hans Zimmer, yeah. Okay, so that's Superman. Next we have Taylor Sheridan is going to write and direct Fast. It's an acronym, FAST. The film follows a down on his luck former special forces commando who leads a black ops strike team against a CIA protected drug dealer group in his town. Written and directed by Taylor Sheridan for Warner Brothers. Going to star Brandon Sklenar, who's in 1923. Also was in Drop recently. Was in the shoot. I keep forgetting the name of this movie. It Ends with Us. He's a very handsome dude. I think he's good for
Very.
more weirdly way more handsome in 1920 in 1923. I'm like, this is the hottest man alive. And then I saw him in This Ends With Us. I'm like, oh, that's not even really.
Mm.
But yeah. But anyway, he's very handsome dude. I think he's a good fit for this. This plot, you read this plot and you're like, that's Taylor Sheridan. Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense for a movie he's making. No doubt about it. I Taylor Sheridan, like we've mentioned him a million times before he ever became this now sort of mogul for movies. Even when like the smaller like when Wind River came out on LCB way back
Mhm.
when, like 2018, 17, something like that. We're like, holy shit, this is one of the greatest movies of this year. And we've always been a fan of his. Obviously, an incredibly talented writer, whether it's fucking Sicario, Hell or High Water, Wind River, even Yellowstone, like all these offshoots and things like that. Though his last movie though, I don't even remember what it was called. It was
Uh, the
like
Angelina Jolie one?
Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Yeah, where she
Those
was a
who
firefighter.
Yeah,
The
like that
Angelina
was kind
Jolie
of a
firefighter movie.
that was kind of a bummer, but I have a lot of faith in him because this feels a lot more like something close to Wind River. And I'm down for that. I'm very down. And Sicario as well. I think you could say it's kind of close to that. So very down for it. I love Sheridan. I'd love to see him get back into his sort of groove in a more self-contained project versus going out and doing, Mayor of Kingstown and 1923, 1882, Yellowstone 17, like all these different things. I'd love to see him like really laser focused in on a cool neo-Western story, which he is excellent at. But what do you think about it, Gooch?
Yeah, no, and even better. I saw people like, is this going to be good Taylor Sheridan or like more recent, kind of, I wouldn't say bad Taylor Sheridan, but definitely a tier below and maybe
Diluted.
couple tiers below. This script was written back in 2015, or at least the first draft. So this was when he was really cooking. Yeah, no, I'm pumped. Even if this ends up not being like top tier work from him, getting him back on the big screen, I think is like just so important. He needs to like I respect the work he did on television. It's really incredible. I think we'll look back like 20 years from now and be like, this guy made that, like all that in a 10-year span. Like that is insane. He made what? I mean, he's got 8 series running right now on
Hmm.
Paramount and all well reviewed, like by people I like, people I trust. But it's television. And he's a movie director and he's made in the 2010s three of my favorite movies from that decade. So getting him back on the big screen is just it's like Christmas. I'm very happy.
Yeah. So just by the way, to catch up, he had Yellowstone, 1883, Mayor of Kingstown, 1923, Tulsa King, Lioness, Landman, and very soon The Madison coming up.
Jesus.
And so he's got a lot of shit in the fire. Yeah. Klemmer.
Yeah, I'm amped too. I definitely like Taylor Sheridan a lot. I'm excited when you get a good director, maybe a borderline great director, that is doing original work that's gonna make a movie in the theaters. That to me is a giant win. This isn't going. Hopefully, what he's doing isn't going to streaming. Hopefully, it's gonna be a movie in theaters. And it's like we saw obviously Ryan Coogler. I'm not trying to compare the two, but when you get a brilliant director doing original work on the big screen, there's nothing that gets me more excited. So when I saw this news, I was like, let's go. I'm amped.
Hmm. Very excited to see some good Sheridan again. We got our first look at Christian Bale and Nicolas Cage as Al Davis and John Madden and David O. Russell's new movie about John Madden. I I saw you can obviously see it's Nick Cage when you look at the picture, but Bale I didn't even recognize. I was like, holy shit, that guy looks a lot like Al Davis. And then I was like, oh yeah, Christian Bale's in this movie, and so that's interesting. David O. Russell, obviously. Hey, you know what? Christian Bale might be the only actor in the world that wants to work with him multiple times, but power to him because they've made some good work and some bad work, but mostly some good work.
Yeah.
So I did know. I'm kind of excited to see this. I'm a little excited to see what Cage has pumped up for Madden here. Clemmer.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm a big Christian Bale fan. I like David Russell a lot. He has some big swings, some big misses, but he has some big hits. I'm sure it sounds, by all accounts, he's a miserable person to work with. But I mean, Mark Wahlberg did it a couple times too. I mean, some guys don't mind it, I guess. Yeah, Bale
De
sticks to it.
Niro,
What's
Yeah.
that?
De Niro has worked with him like
Yeah,
3 times now.
right. So like, and hey, I like football a lot. I think the story of Al Davis is bizarre and weird, and the balance between like Davis, who is I don't say evil figure because he's not, but a very selfish figure maybe, and then with like the kindness and warmth of Madden, like what a funny pair they are. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, no, this is I really appreciate the Christian Bale casting on top of the Cage casting because I feel like Cage can really only shine when he has someone next to him who can really keep up with him. And Christian Bale, and not just in terms of acting, but in terms of energy. And I think Christian Bale has that ability. In terms of like, I'm just young enough where I'm really not too familiar with the Al Davis story. So I'm interested. Like, of course, I know the stories about him. Those are, well documented and brought up frequently. But
Hmm.
in terms of just like the full life scope, and I think it'll be interesting for me, getting like
Like,
a more focused view. And we never get good football movies either. Or good. It's
Very
been
rare.
so long since we've gotten like a really dedicated sports drama that's not just the way back or whatever Christian movie Zach Levi's pushing out this week, or like this will be a real movie.
Back was good.
Yeah, it
I thought it
was.
was really good.
It was. But I mean, in terms of
That was a
like
long time ago though
Moneyball,
too.
like the Moneyballs, like the very clearly, like this could be an awards contender
Yeah.
type of movie.
One thing that I think worries me a little bit is I I would want a movie like this to be directed by a football fan or like somebody that knows football, and I don't know anything about David O. Russell's relationship with the sport of football, but I feel like you look or hear David O. Russell speaking, I'm like, I don't know how much this guy loves football, and this is a football movie. It's John Madden. He is for all like he's like one of the faces of football, period. So like that's I don't
I
know. You
will
want
say he did absolutely nail Philadelphia Eagles fans
Yeah.
in the Silver
Silver
Lining
Linings Playbook.
Playbook. Yeah.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. So anyway, that's our new David O. Russell movie. We had our first trailer for Ironheart, which we've been feels like this has been delayed 800 times. We've been waiting
Who
for it forever.
who produced this?
You'd never know watching the trailer for it. So in the trailer for it, they make a very big point, and rightfully so. This is, I mean, just they'd be an idiot if they didn't. Like, hey, this is produced by Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler made this. Ryan Coogler has his fingerprints all over it. Ryan Coogler is very involved. Here's a clip of Ryan Coogler saying, "I like Ironheart." So like they made a very big point of saying that, which makes sense because he's top dog right now as far as like recency bias goes. So that all makes sense. But this was show run by Chinaka Hodge, who did the part of the Snowpiercer series. This stars Dominic Thorne, Anthony Ramos, and Alden Ehrenreich. Genius teenage inventor Riri Williams creates an advanced suit of armor akin to Iron Man. I The thing about this series is like we've seen Iron Man. We've seen three Iron Men, and he's made like Iron Man suits in all of them. And so like I don't know what I want to see somebody else do. Also, just do Iron Man again. At the same time, this has also just been like kind of a maligned series and is sort of I think one of the last remnants of the Chapek like era of
I think this is the last
this is like the
of
last
like
one of like we
the
need to pump out a million things. We don't care how it looks. We don't care how it is quality wise. We just need everything out there. We need to flood people with content. And that to me is why people are a little bit down on it. Obviously, the fucking racist people are gonna go ballistic no matter what. And you'll see that when people, they have to turn off the comments on trailers
yeah.
and shit. But yeah, I think some people are just kind of like fatigued by that era of the MCU TV. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could be good. I'm not throwing it all out the window because one of the like Iron Man was cool to me at least because like Iron Man's not necessarily a superhero. He's just a fucking genius inventor that makes a cool ass suit that blows people up. Like there's nothing like what's not cool about that. So if you kind of graft that onto this story, sure, I'm all about it. But what did you think, Gooch?
Yeah, I'm just out on it. Like I really am. Like, and it's just the character. It just really does not interest me even a little bit. Like it's just not. You got to be really deep into Marvel, I think, to be tuning into this week one. And that's even coming off like Thunderbolts, where you had characters that I didn't really care about, but that's a 2 hour investment at the movie theater on a big screen. This is like at home. You got to tune in every week, or are they going to drop it all at once? Either way, this is going to be like 6 hours of content. probably won't look that great compared to a movie. I don't know.
Mm.
If people start saying it's like really, really fucking good, I'll tune in, but I doubt I'm gonna watch this.
I
And
believe
it
they're
doesn't feel like it's gonna be tied into anything. They waited so long to finally push a trailer out. It feels like they really are just trying to dump this and move forward.
yeah. If I remember correctly, it's 6 parts, and I think they're dropping them three at a time, which is
Okay.
also does not sound particularly
Yeah.
great. But Clemmer,
That's what they did with Echo too, right?
yes, which was also
Yeah.
was not very good.
Yeah, I haven't seen this trailer, but based on what you guys discussing, I mean, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be something that would.
Yeah, this is just zero interest in this. Thunderbolts was pretty good. I like that.
Mhm.
That was fun. I think a big jump up from Brave New World. So I was excited about that, and I'm really excited about Fantastic Four. Marvel has me starting to slowly get kind of back in on their movies, but I have no interest in TV.
Yeah. I think one thing that we've talked about, at least with the new stage of Marvel, Clement, and I'm sure you would agree, is like hiring directors and hiring these people and like kind of letting them do what more like their vision on it and less like making sure everything is, we need to make sure this involves this and it connects to this and there's this and there's this and make sure it applies to all four quadrants or whatever. Like just let them do their own thing and people seem to dig it.
Yeah, I mean, so many Marvel movies recently have been just about the next movie. It's not about the movie you're actually watching. That's a problem. But like, I think you're absolutely right. Go let these directors kind of run, and there's really talented directors out there, and you give them a big budget, they can maybe do some pretty cool things. So, yeah, I thought like was Thunderbolts the greatest movie of all time? No, but was it an entertaining movie that I'd easily recommend? Absolutely. And I think Brave New World was not that. Brave New World was mindless and soulless and empty. This had substance, so I appreciated it.
Hmm. And lastly, a first trailer for Nobody 2. This one being directed by Timo Tjahjanto, who directed a bunch of these like really, really, really good, and I can't recommend that enough, Indonesian action movies. One being like The Night Comes for Us, also Headshot. They are, if you like action movies, like, and you like movies like, for example, The Raid, also an Indonesian movie, like these are incredible, some of the coolest action movies ever. So he took over directing. This again stars Bob Odenkirk, Christopher Lloyd, Connie Nielsen, also stars Sharon Stone and Colin Hanks. Suburban dad Hutch Mansell, former lethal assassin, is pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion, setting off a chain of events that unravel secrets about his wife, Becca's past and his own. I like the first Nobody quite a bit. It's a movie that I think a lot of us saw the trailer for him, like Bob Odenkirk kicking ass. What the fuck are we doing here? But it was cool, simple, pretty badass. And then like the whole last act turning into like a R-rated Home Alone, I thought was really fun. Christopher Lloyd also was very funny in it. Cool to see him back in like the swing of things. So and I'm very down for this. And a new director who I very much trust to do anything action, I think is also great. So very excited to see what Nobody Two's got. How about? Did you see the first Nobody, Clemmer?
I haven't yet. I will before I see Nobody 2. I do wonder about like how much can this make? Like I wonder what the budget was for this and like how profitable something like this would be.
I wonder how much the
Because
first
this
movie made.
doesn't seem
I'm gonna guess 30 million on the first one.
so like if it touches that again, is that a hit? Because that's about what Den of Thieves 2 made. That's about what you look at something that's a comparable. If you can hit 30, I think 30 is reasonable. I think anything above that is probably not. Like Novocaine hit like in the like mid 20s, right? Like I think
Okay,
it's expecting more than that.
the first one did make 57 on a
Yeah,
16 million
Okay.
dollar
and
budget.
that's middle of
So
COVID.
that's
That was March 21. Like that's like not even a year removed. People were still going crazy about that shit, and that was definitely affecting the box office. So 50 million, 57 million off a $16 million budget. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
I,
It's-
I'm I don't know if I needed a second one. I did like the first one. It is very much a franchise where like are we just doing John Wick? Like it is kind of that where it's like John Wick does this but a lot better. And we've seen like even it also has like Die Hard elements to it where it's like just a guy. But eh I don't know
when
if I
you
need the second one.
Here's the thing though, and this is kind of what we were talking about with Mission Impossible having like different directors with different styles. This is a different director with a very different style of action. So I think that at least should
Okay.
be like warrant a little more interest than being like, oh, I need to see more of the story of Hutch Mansell. Like, no, that's not it. But you want to see like a different style of action thrown onto that same sort of story? Sure.
I
Hell
will
yeah.
say we've gotten an abundance of action movies this year, and I just wonder if you'll get a little fatigued. We don't get any comedies anymore,
Yeah.
but
Go see
we've got
Friendship, by the way.
Friendship's really good, by the way. Go see Friendship. But we don't get a lot of we get way too much action. I wonder if there's almost like all right, like I know I'm like kind of exhausted of action right now, and some of them are very, like Novocaine is very good, like or at least good. Check that out. But then you have like something like Shadow Force come out, and it's
Ugh.
like brutal. And I shouldn't even say that. It wasn't even. It was just kind of average. It was just kind of exists, and I just feel like we had the Working Man come out, and that was also just kind of existed. It was not good. It wasn't bad, but I just feel like there's such an overwhelming amount of action movies. I wonder if this is gonna kind of get lost in the shuffle. I don't know.
Yeah. Is Gooch sitting on are you on a like a lawn chair?
Yeah,
Yeah, mid move. I
in
wish
the
I.
process of moving.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I was
Um,
like, it looks like a lawn chair, but I'm not totally positive. But yeah, that's Nobody too. Now we can just do some quick hitters on some TV stuff and other movie things. The Last of Us last episode. I'm kind of at the point with this series where like the zombie stuff is still great. Craig Mazin, I think, is a little out of his depth on the relationship stuff here. Like he doesn't. I don't think the show or the game rather did like a particularly made a ton of effort to show you the relationship between Dina and Ellie. They're like, okay, make what you want of it, whatever. Craig Mazin's trying to make much more of an effort out of it, and he's bungling it. And I don't. And I think it's really detracting from what should be a very interesting and cool series of television because they're really introducing what most people like are very, a sort of topic in like these freaky cults and that people are very interested in. People love that shit. And they should be like this should be a home run. You get that plus Jeffrey Wright, all these other fucking cast members coming in. Like this should be a home run, and it's just getting bungled by this Ellie and Dina shit, which is bad and inorganic, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So I'm kind of I'm in between. Zombie stuff works. Everything else is not particularly great. Clemmer, I know you are hating it.
No, I'm in between too. I'm with you. It's the most uneven show I've ever seen. You have a brilliant scene with Stephen Wright interrogating someone, torturing someone, very like I say emotional, but like intense scene. And then you right after that you have, Ellie playing acoustic guitar. And like what do you want to be? What show are you? Are you this kind of dark look at what when the world ends, what happens to people with really talented actors? Okay, then do that. Or are you a teen love story that you'd see on like, back in the day, like, the WB network or CW? Like, what are you? Because right now you're trying to be both and it's not working.
Hmm. Yeah. Gooch?
I've not been watching.
Oh,
I've
that's
been
right. You
catching up
tuned
on
out. I
it.
forgot.
I tuned out, and we've had a different show airing
Andor, that's
weekly
right.
that has, yeah, been eating up my time.
Yeah. And just to finish up on Last of Us, yeah, it's just I would agree with Clemmer in that like you do go in one of the scenes I was very jarring with was like you go from that to like Dina and Ellie being like, "Yeah, I love you. You don't have to say it back." Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like you were in the middle of like an assault on an entire city filled with zombies and militia and cult, and they're doing the teeny bop drama shit. Like that is. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. And you also had issues with the travel thing, which we disagreed with. Jesse getting to see.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's insane. I mean, I don't even, the fact that you have someone pop up and save the day. This person, meanwhile, had to travel over 800 miles to do so and got there at exactly the right time. And that you and Robbie Fox and what Hubs too were so forgiving of this. That to me is insane. Like that is not well written. That is lazy television. It's a lazy script. If you think otherwise, then you're wrong. Like there's no defense here. I'll have any debate you want about anything, Kenjac. You are wrong here. I
So
think you know you're wrong too.
So Clemmer's never watched Game of Thrones, but you have, right, Gooch? Do you remember the
Yeah.
scene where the dragon gets to the fucking past the wall place in like an episode or like an hour or whatever, basically in real time,
Oh, yes.
and everyone
Hmm.
flipped the fuck like that was very egregious. This I was kind of like,
That was like season 6, right?
yeah, very late, very very late.
Yes.
That was super egregious, but this one I don't think was as bad. But yeah, Last of Us,
Oh, Game of Thrones towards the end, their travel time, it was like
logic made
in a
no
video
sense.
game where you just like, where you unlock the ability to just fast
Fast
travel.
travel, yeah.
Yeah.
You can talk about Andor really quick. The final, I mean, the whole series is good. I think the second, like they're like obviously they're all the different trios of arcs and stuff like that. I think the first arc was really good. Second arc very slow. Really not
Hmm.
wasn't particularly into it. The third arc of the Gorman massacre and stuff incredible. And then the last arc, I think did a very good job of sort of like setting you up and towards the end. Really good stuff. What's his name? Ben Mendo coming back in as Krennic, slipped right back in. Devilish, evil, really good. The whole scene where he's like walking around just plops the finger on their head is so fucking good. But yeah, very good show. Production value, you really feel it, you see it, and I think that somebody tweeted this, I forget who, but they really taps into that primal thing that we want out of Star Wars, which is physical knobs and dials. I mean, seeing instead of like digital touchscreen bullshit, like seeing people like go like flip, 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 click, 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 like that. That shit rocks, man. There's something about it. I just love it. So shout out to Gilroy, made one of the best Star Wars properties ever.
Clemmer, have you watched?
I haven't. I've heard only good things.
Oh,
And Tony Gilroy being involved has me excited. I haven't. I've been tuned out of Star Wars since the last two movies. Like they really rubbed me the wrong way. I hated both of them, and I'm like, I need to take a break from this franchise. But so I haven't seen Mandalorian either, so I'm way behind.
Oh
But
wow.
Tony Gilroy, Michael Clayton, like this guy is great. Like all right, like this that and the Mandalorian because I love Favreau too. So that might be enough to kind of suck me in.
It's like a
yeah,
political
no. I would
espionage
I would
thriller.
start with yeah. I would start with Andor. Andor is such an anomaly of like what like exists within the Disney Star Wars universe, or really anything outside the original trilogy. It is just it just understands the heart of like the A New Hope and like the rebellion of it all. It's fantastic. I love those final three episodes, especially the episode 10, I guess it would have been. First one in the final core, which would have been the Stellan Skarsgård with Freya. What's her? I can't remember. Which, by the way, that actress, the one who plays his quasi
First
daughter,
credit, right?
adoptive daughter, first credit
Isn't
is
that insane?
insane. And nailing that final look that we get on screen, that Mona Lisa moment. Yeah, no, just so good. It's kind of sad because I just don't know when we're ever gonna get something like that again. So excited. Tony Gilroy is gonna continue to make things, gonna get back to the big screen, is what he's sounding like. Yeah, no, they need to find someone else. What I was thinking about this, I'm worried that they will try to recreate this
Oh,
the way like
absolutely.
DC tried to recreate the Nolan experience with dark, gritty superheroes. Does Disney try to, recreate this dark, gritty Star Wars? They don't need to do that. What they need to do is find talented filmmakers like Tony Gilroy and then let them just do whatever they want, which is what happened here. You
Hmm.
hear Tony Gilroy talk about it. He talks about Kathleen Kennedy just saying yes to everything and making sure he was taken care of and allowed to make the show he wanted to.
Yep, and it was to our
Um,
benefit. Um,
yeah.
so just quick hitters on some other stuff. Lazarus has been awesome anime that me and Gooch have been watching. It's like one of the coolest
Mhm.
looking ones I've seen in a long time. Nona's the Italian American grandma
Oh,
movie that
yeah.
was on Netflix.
What is this? I'd never even seen like a trailer or anything for it. And then I saw you and Jeff talk about it.
It's based on a real life restaurant in Staten Island where a guy like he had a bunch of grandmas in the neighborhood become the chefs and make their recipes that they grew up making. So it's like a cool
Mhm.
story. And then I mean, the movie's you know exactly how the movie goes within 10 minutes. Like A to B, you know everything that's going to happen, and all that stuff exactly as you think it's going to happen happens, and it's fine. It's cool. It's good. The only thing that isn't particularly like great, like Vince Vaughn, I looked it up just to be sure. He is Italian. He's just also just not Italian. Like him saying like yeah, I want some tagliatelle. Like I don't know. Like it just doesn't none of that.
He's
That
not
doesn't
Italian. He's
fly.
not Italian American.
Yeah, he's just not. You know what I mean? Four seasons series on Netflix was really good. Really
Okay.
enjoyed it. Miniseries based on the just got renewed for season two as well. Based on the Alan Alda movie from the I think 70s. It was very interesting. Steve Carell fucking crushes it. I mean, they all do. They're all incredible, and it's like funny without trying too hard, which is a very pleasant change from usual Netflix slop. And Friendship, me and Clemmer just saw a couple days ago with a small crew. It was awesome. It's so funny, effortlessly funny, like so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, really like it's so nice to have a comedy in theaters again. You can laugh in a room full of people. I liked it a lot. I think I have it the sixth best movie of the year so far, and I've seen 58 movies. So like it's a very good movie. It's very good and it's a comedy to boot. And don't I think there's two people in the world. It's people that either know who Tim Robinson is and love him, or people just never even heard of him. Because I don't think you can not appreciate it because it's not like weird it's not like obscure or niche comedy. He's making fun of social situations that I don't care if you're 2 years old or you're 100 years old, you fall into. Like these are weird. So he makes fun of things that happen to all of us all the time, and I think that's what makes the humor so universal. And I think what should make it really, I don't know, a movie for everybody.
Hmm. we're very excited for that to go wide so more people can watch it and we could talk about it more.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's playing here yet in Chicago.
It's only on
It's
6 screens.
yeah, and it was 12th in box office, which is crazy. It's so hard
Yeah.
to do.
Insane.
Yeah, I think it's opening wide Memorial Day weekend, which has me a little concerned because I'm afraid Mission Impossible is going to swallow it up.
And
I think it's
and
a
Lilo and
similar,
Stitch. There's like
Mm.
that's
yeah,
a tough weekend.
I know, but I'm really worried about Mission Impossible because of the same demo. Like
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch is going to make more money than Mission Impossible that weekend. I
Yes,
wish that
absolutely.
wasn't true, but it's good. That's what's going to happen. And now too, you have what's coming out this weekend. I'm actually going to see it tonight. Final Destination,
Yeah.
which if you've been looking at the tracking. This thing's going to make like an insane amount of money. Like this might make more money than all the Final Destination movies combined. Like it's making an insane amount of money.
Horror
Um,
movies play. Teens love that shit. It's like a pretty decent break between this one and the last one. People like have, and I think it appeals to a big age base too, because like people my age, like I grew up, those movies horrified me. Like the idea of like I never, whenever I see a logging truck, if I ever see one, I'm like I'm getting off the parkway. Like I'm horrified by these movies, so I'm definitely gonna go watch it for my own and not for the sake just of I need to review it. Like I'm gonna go see it because I want to see it. So like that is. I agree with you. I could see this easily making hundreds of $1 million, like hundreds to hundreds.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see possibly like a box office just this weekend of 50, 60, 70 million dollars, which like I said, none of these movies have ever touched before, but there's a real push for this, and it looks like interesting horror movie. Like I'm excited to see it tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell
Okay, so
yeah.
that is
I've only seen the first one.
the second one's really after the second one it gets a little shakier, but like the second one really good. Okay, let's do our Tom Cruise auction draft. Gooch, you're gonna share the screen so we end.
Yep.
So Gooch is gonna
Let's
be
see.
running the point on this one. So you give us the lowdown, the rules, everything we got to do.
So
So
this
just
will be
our
a
names.
snake. Yeah, this will be a snake style draft as usual. It's an auction draft. I've done a few of these over on the Movie Draft podcast with Ethan Simi. Very fun podcast. So I figured let's try it over here. We'll do Tom Cruise movies. Mission Impossible coming up. Biggest movie star in the world. King of Movie Land. So let's do it. We will each start with $1,000. We'll take turns. We'll nominate a movie. When you nominate a movie, you set the price of like maybe the lowest you think you can get that movie at. So, for instance, maybe I say Fallout we'll start the bidding at $100. And then we will bid until everyone taps out. One person has the movie. They spend all that money. That movie comes out of their account, and then they have their remaining balance to gamble with.
Okay.
And then you try to build your team that way. Once you have 5 movies, you're done. And you do have to spend all your money.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So spin for who goes first.
Yep.
All right. First up will be me.
Okay.
Okay. So I just bid on whichever movie I want.
Yeah, it can be any movie you want. Like if you want to start with fucking Far and Away for $5, be my guest. Um,
Um, how about I start?
Hard fans are screaming right now.
How about I start with the color of money
okay.
for let's say 50.
$50.
Yeah.
I'll go 75 on that. I like this movie a lot.
I'll take it up to 100. I will.
Let's say 125.
Say
This movie,
150.
150. This movie is
Scorsese. I got
it
Scorsese.
is.
I got Paul Newman. I got Tom Cruise.
It is. And this I feel like is such a formative movie to Tom Cruise's career, getting to work with Scorsese and getting to work with Paul Newman. We're at 150.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'll take it to 175. I'll take it to 175. Actually,
175.
no. Yeah, well, my gamble's on the table.
I'm out.
I'll go to 180.
Klemmer, it's yours for 180.
Yeah, I'll take that all
Yeah.
day.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna
talk
spin.
about it, Klemmer. All right.
Yeah, this is a fantastic movie. It's a sequel to The Hustler of Paul Newman. Came out in the 60s, which also is very good. It has Jack Gleason in it. I know it's black and white, and for some people don't like that, but please check it out. It's worth seeing. It holds up really well. But the color of money takes it to a whole new level. Like just you have Scorsese directing Cruise and Newman. It's like this passing of the torch movie from like the Hollywood actor. And this is, Paul Newman's fresh off The Verdict. fresh off Slapshot, so he's still a really good actor, but he's definitely, kind of becoming less and less of a leading man. And he passes that torch to Cruise in this. Cruise is this very brash, cocky guy in it. And it's a really impressive, fun movie. That of course is brilliantly shot by the great Martin Scorsese. You can't go wrong with Color and Money.
Really,
I've never met anyone who doesn't like it.
really brilliantly shot. Like
Hmm.
you can tell Scorsese's like inventing new ways to shoot sports via pool. And it's yeah, no, it's fascinating. And just Tom Cruise is just such a like he's so charismatic at this point in
Dude,
his career at
yeah.
such a young age, and it's like shocking. Like his dancing on screen, his antics, it's incredible.
He explodes off the screen in this. And then you have cool Paul Newman in the background with
Like one
those
of the coolest
steely blue
actors
eyes.
ever.
And it's what a fun dynamic. And you can tell, they never work together again. But you can tell that they're having fun with each other. And
Hmm.
Mhm.
it's funny, Cruz never worked with Scorsese again either, which I think is really interesting because Scorsese typically works with the same people over and over again. But he never worked with Cruz again. Now, to be fair, he never worked with Newman again either.
He's also Cruise is very close. The stories of them shooting that movie, they shot it here in Chicago, a lot of it. And Cruise stayed with Martin's parents like for the entire shoot, which is very funny, and they like love him like a child.
That's so funny.
Clemmer, before we move past this one, if you had to, because me and Kenjac have talked about this, we both want a third Color of Money to pass the torch once again. Tom Cruise, the older man this time. Who
Yeah.
would you bring in as the young actor?
I don't know if we missed our moment already, like where DiCaprio is way too old now.
Yeah,
I don't know who the young, maybe Chalamet, I guess would be the answer, right? Actually, it might be an easy one. It might be Chalamet. And that actually would be a sensational movie. I think Chalamet could do the cocky thing too.
Wow, yeah, that would
yeah.
be really good. Yeah,
Chalamet is like a dime square
yeah.
pool hustler. That'd be great.
Yeah, and I could see him pulling that off. So that yeah, I think that's that actually 5 years ago. I don't know if I would have had an answer, but right now it's Chalamet.
I like
Okay.
that a lot.
All right, Kenjac, who's up next?
Oh,
Clemmer's
by the
up
way,
next.
I brought it up for 180. I don't want to cheat, so not 80, but
Oh,
180.
180. There we go.
You're back
The
up,
night.
Clemmer, so you get to pick the movie.
Oh wow, okay. Let's go with A Few Good Men. I'll start it at 150.
150.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many movies left. Damn.
I know.
I don't have a few good men. Like I love a
I'm
few good
looking
men.
through. Can you guys see that?
I don't.
Yes.
Yes, we could. You could see it. I don't know if I could do. You might want to move it off to the side just for editing purposes. I'm gonna have to like cut around it.
Oh, yeah.
The
Actually, I have it on my phone. I don't know why I'm doing it like that.
the I don't have it in like my top five for cruise, so I don't think I can rationalize spending that much of my budget on it. So I'm out.
I'm looking through. I'm looking through. 150.
This would be a steal for Clemmer to get, but at the same time, like I can't rationalize it with what we have left on the table.
I don't know. I kind of want it. I kind of want it.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good.
Dude, going from
But I am
getting
gonna.
him and
I
Newman and
am.
also him and Nicholson would be crazy.
Nicholson's only in the movie for like 13 minutes, which
One of the
is
shortest ever people nominated for Best Supporting Actor Actress.
um yeah, no. I am also going to hold off just based on like looking through. I mean, Tom's filmography is just truly insane. This is a deal at 150. I do think it's a great get,
Yes.
but I'm gonna hold off here. Yeah, no, this is a very good movie. Very, very like this is when Rob like is this the last great Rob Reiner?
Bid $10 more.
Don't do it. You already said he was out. I was just honest about the 180 too, you piece of shit.
You can have it for 150.
Thank you, Gooch. Honorable man, unlike Kenjac.
You should have bet.
Uh,
You should have bankrupted Clemmer on that one.
Few Good Men is I think my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Though it's tough to say. The filmography is so good, but this is one of the best movies of the '90s. Aaron Sorkin put him on the map. An amazing screenplay. It is very. I don't know if Rob Reiner did it because this is after Misery. This is after Stand By Me. This is near the end of Reiner's run, but it's sensational. I mean, yeah, this cast is incredible. Obviously, you have Nicholson and Cruise. Everyone knows that. Demi Moore's really good. Kevin
Yep.
Bacon's excellent in this.
Kevin Pollak,
Kevin Pollak's good in this.
Kiefer.
Kiefer's fantastic. Like, it's a great cast. Everyone brings their A game to this. Um, it's funny. This is ideal Cruise because it's Cruise being this smart, cocky guy and not having to have a romantic love interest, really.
Hmm.
Because that's when he's at his worst, typically. So you're getting the best of Cruise without having to have these weird romantic scenes that don't really ever work. Yeah, this movie, this is one of the best screenplays of all time. Full stop. It's that good. The fact that I have Cruise with Nicholson and now I have Cruise with Newman, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yep.
Pretty good. Klemmer, do you remember the controversy surrounding this movie and that script?
I don't know which controversy.
So the story behind the script is Sorkin's sister did work for the Department of Defense
Okay.
or some other military adjacent government body. More or less, this is a real story that he had learned from his
Huh.
sister and then reworked into first a play. He was like living, I think he was just dead broke at this point when this script got picked up. Like he was still working like as a, I think he was selling like merchandise, like the people who sell merchandise at the like Broadway shows, like out in
Oh
front.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that was still what he was doing. And so but the script ended up going around and people were amazed by it. Little did they know it's based on this true story. And then this movie ends up getting made. The people who were actually involved, the soldiers who were actually involved in this, ended up suing Aaron Sorkin.
Oh,
Um, uh, and somehow they ended up, I think TriStar distributed it and was able to get him out of the legal troubles. But
huh.
I was seeing if it's a very interesting read on the wiki section.
The script was so it was made into a play, you're right. But I think before even opening night, sold to a movie. Like once people finally saw who this guy was and how brilliant he was, he was in the stratosphere instantly. Like it was
Mhm.
like you said, like he started off like being like you said this kind of poor guy and became like rich, like literally overnight, and became like a Hollywood or Broadway sensation literally overnight, which is kind of cool.
Gooch, you have
Yeah.
the next pick.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I want to go 80s, 90s. Do I want to go more modern? Let's start with Maverick. We'll start with
Ooh.
Maverick. We'll start at 150.
Um, I'll bring you up to 175. Klemmer's thinking.
I'll take it to 200. I think this is I don't think it's his best movie, but in terms of his career and like who Tom Cruise is as a person and an actor and his status like in the history of movies, it's such like an interesting meta like commentary and such a pivot away from the first one. Um,
Uh,
I find
225.
it fascinating.
225.
I'm gonna go 250.
It's a
I'll go
fucking
250.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it to 275.
Oh,
I'm thinking about that opening scene right now.
300.
325. I'm also now thinking about like this will age so fantastically because people are going to look back and be like, all these actors were in this movie. We're already doing that, where it's like Miles Teller being the lead is like kind of fascinating because
Yeah.
he's fallen off the face of the earth. And now we have Glenn Powell, Monica Barbero,
Danny
Louis
Ramirez.
Pullman, Danny Ramirez, all just taking off.
330. That's $5.
I'll take it to 350.
350.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, it's in my top five for him. Fuck. I'm out. I'm out. It's yours.
All right. Maverick is mine. There we go. Maverick Pete Mitchell. Yeah, no, like I said, I think it has a lot to say about who Tom Cruise is as a person and an aging movie star and being the last movie star. Pete Mitchell is such a weird conduit for him to push that through. And then Joseph Kosinski does a great job directing, but once again, McQuarrie is just the perfect partnership for Tom. They really just understand each other, and McQuarrie kind of understands Tom's sensibilities and what he wants to
Yeah.
do. fantastic movie. I don't know if I need a third. There's been discussions. I don't think Tom wants to do a third. Paramount's very much pushing for it.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this is great. I think, like I said, I think it's going to age fantastically. So I bet at 350.
I
So you know how
want
you see a
you
third?
get you just got for
You,
350.
you see
Yeah.
you see a third, Paramount makes a deal with them. We'll do another Mission Impossible if
Yeah.
you give us Top Gun. Because these Mission Impossible movies, I think the box office in this, because this is one of the most expensive movies ever made,
Yep.
and the last one didn't make money. It lost a lot of money.
It went
So
up
like
against Barbenheimer.
it did, but it also like I think there's a cap on how much these movies can make,
Yeah,
and the
and also this
budget
will
was
be going up against
so,
Lilo and Stitch, which is going to cannibalize it as well a little bit.
and the rest of July, and then once you get into
Yeah.
July, it's like you gotta make your money in June because once you get in July, that July box office is crazy.
Hmm.
Superman and I'm forgetting other ones. Like there's three major movies coming out in July. I forget the other two. I'm sorry. Fantastic Four, and
Yeah.
there's something else all coming out in July. I think it's just gonna eat up Mission Impossible. So
You're up again, by the way, Gooch.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Where should we go? So many great movies. Let's go to Jerry Maguire for. Let's
Mm.
start the bidding at $50.
We can get Clemmer to spend $500 on this, I think.
I
50
personally, Jerry Maguire is like the first movie I think I really connect. It just came out at the right time. I was into sports as a kid, and it really hit me at the right time. I think it was like the perfect introduction for me into Tom Cruise. Um,
Clemmer, you're not going to spend $50 on Jerry Maguire?
sure not.
Yeah, neither
It's
am
a
I.
fine movie. I would have when I was 23 when this came or when this came out I was what 19 or something. I liked it a lot, but the older I get and the cracks don't age particularly well. Some of it's interesting. It's also a little Cameron Crowe schlocky for me.
okay.
Um, it's fine. It's fine. I don't like. I'd say it's a good movie where I would have said back in '98 whenever it came out it was great.
Yeah, I'm not spending on it either, so that's yours for $50. This is smart to
Fuck
bid that
yeah.
low. You're up
Um,
again.
Glimmers.
No, no, it's you don't get to go more than twice in a row off of the wheel.
Oh no, no, we're just going snake. So
Oh,
now
we're
it'll
just
go
going
back to
snake. I just
Clemmer.
thought you.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Mhm.
It just happened to
Now that we
go
have the
three
order
people.
set, yeah.
All right, Clemmer.
Okay, I'll take Rain Man for $100.
I was watching. Did you read that story recently where he was talking about how he got Rain Man because his sister
No.
forced him to his sister like forced him to introduce himself to Dustin Hoffman at like a restaurant,
Uh,
and he's like terrified because he loved Dustin Hoffman more than anyone, and like he walks up to him, he's like, "Hey, I'm a really big fan," blah blah blah, and like Dustin Hoffman turns and goes, "Cruise," and Tom was like, "Oh, you know who I am? What the fuck?" Like, and he's like, "I want to do a movie with you one day," and yeah, all worked out.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
So
I can't imagine at that point in his career too, because he was talking about just coming off Risky Business, which is
yeah,
just a riff on The Graduate.
yeah,
So he was probably so locked in on Dustin Hoffman.
True,
And
it's
then
true.
Dustin Hoffman just even being aware of Risky Business and then being aware of him is I couldn't imagine that.
yeah. So how much you bid $100 on?
Rain Man.
I like Rain Man. I'm still saving my money. I don't want to spend on Rain Man.
Yeah, I like Rayman. I would not go this high on it. I think it is interesting that it is like one of the few movies where Tom Cruise truly does not play a smart character. Like his character is kind of an asshole, kind
Hmm.
of not the smartest character, like kind of dumb. He's only done it a few times, and so that is a unique performance for him.
Yeah,
And he's supposed to be fit. He was talking about that in that story too, where he's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be 57,
yeah,
old man."
yeah. Really
It's
old
insane.
man, unlike me. Uh, okay. So now I'm up, right?
I got Rain Man for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Tom Cruise's best acting performance of his career for $100.
Oh, stop. We haven't even gotten
Awesome. I'll
there.
take that all day. He should have got he was better than Dustin Hoffman in this movie. What
I
he's doing in
was.
this movie is incredible. He's playing a character. It's not likable. Is kind of like uh, he's it's difficult because you love Raymond so much. You root for Raymond so much. And when Raymond's sad, you're upset. But Tom Cruise does this great balancing act where you do care about him even though he's doing bad things. This is incredible performance by Tom Cruise. This is insane. I got this for $100. Shame on you guys.
I would say I think his performance in Born on the Fourth of July was better than Rain Man. I think he's incredible in Born on the Fourth of July. Gut
Okay,
wrenching.
I have no issue with
Nominated.
that. Then put it two then.
No, I don't think I'm gonna end up spending $1 on it. So let's go with because it functionally has a movie versus
I agree
human
with you.
acting
I
performance.
think Born on the Fourth of July is but I'll take Born on the Fourth of July over Jerry Maguire any day.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm up now, and I will say let's do Collateral, 150.
Ooh, damn.
And yeah,
175. I fucking love this
two,
movie.
200.
Klemmer, not a Collateral fan?
I am. I'm thinking. I like it a lot.
And this is one of Tom Cruise's best too. He rarely gets to play this type of villain ever. He's so good.
He's better in Rain Man than this. He got nominated for an Oscar for Rain Man. Like
But this isn't an Oscar movie. It is an action movie. It is like a
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, Rain Man's like
dude. The
one of the
scene where he sits down, he
might
talks
be
to
the
that
best.
dude about jazz before shooting him is fucking crazy good.
He's really good in this. He's really good in this.
Yeah.
No, I think Collateral's a really good movie, but
So we're at, what is it? We're at
200 right now.
200? God damn.
You haven't even really gotten to the heavy
Uh-huh.
hitters yet. You gotta save some money.
I'm gonna hold off, but if I could, if it was in the budget, I'd spend $500 on this movie. This is not only I think one of Tom Cruise's best performances, like you were saying, like he absolutely needs to play more villains before his
yes.
career's over, because he just has that off-kiltered, like air to him when he wants to put it on that is terrifying. Like it draws you in and then just absolutely terrifies you. He's so good in this movie, and Michael Mann, the way he shot, I mean, LA on digital, like the way he was able to pull it off just looks so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So that means it's mine for 200.
That's a solid pick. That's a solid pick.
And then now I go again, right? Let's do like Edge of Tomorrow for 100.
150.
200.
Oh, you like Edge of Tomorrow? That's right. We talked about that the other day. I forgot about that. Um,
I'll go to 220. I really like this movie.
225.
I'll go 250.
Oh shit.
I said 250.
250. Ooh.
He has the money to spend.
I'm tapping out.
250. I really like Edge of Tomorrow. It's so fucking good. But we haven't even touched a Mission Impossible yet. Like it's so hard to rationalize it. Um, I think I'm gonna save my money for the big dogs. I'll give it to you for 250.
Take Edge of Tomorrow all day.
250. 250.
Klemmer's gonna end up. He's wiping us. But he only has one movie left to get.
There's a lot of good ones left.
I'll go to 270.
Oh,
290.
300.
I mean, you
You can
both
have
have
it.
the money.
Let's go. Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, no, I really fucking like this movie. And I think it just continues to age like very, very well. Very, very well in a way where I think we'd all be on the same page. Like, I don't need sequels to pretty much any movies that get sequels, but this is one where I'd be very happy if they came back and explored that world a little bit more. That character is such a great, I can't even remember the name of the character off the top of my head, but the transformation he goes through, I think it's like the most well executed version of the Groundhog Day like scenario.
Cage.
Fantastic. His relationship with Emily Blunt might be like one of his best like on-screen romances ever.
Yes.
Even to the point where like that needle drop at the end works. Like
I
wanna know. Yeah. So good. It's funny. Like it also is very funny at points.
Yeah.
Like the noise he makes when he gets run over by that car. It's like one of the
saw that
funniest
clip
things he's
recently,
ever done. Yeah, no. And then it has like just like random supporting cat, like Brendan Gleeson's in it and just chewing up scenery like every time you get him.
Paxton.
So much great stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. We talked about Paxton yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was also Macquarie, right? Script?
McQuarrie screenplay. Doug Liman directed. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
So
Great
you get Edge
stuff.
of Tomorrow, and it's also your pick.
Oh, it is. Wow. Wow. Okay. Where should we start? Where should we go? Let's go comedy.
Drop.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's pull off the Band-Aid. Tropic Thunder. Less Grossman time.
How much?
We'll do it for $50.
200.
200.
Wow.
200. 225.
250.
So when you guys are drafting this, are you thinking in terms of how does this rank as a Tom Cruise performance, or are you thinking of this, how does this rank as a
I,
movie?
weirdly
As a
both.
movie.
I think
Yeah,
weirdly both because he is very good in it. He's hysterical.
fantastic.
It's fine. Yeah, it's more the movie for me.
And
Yeah.
the stories behind the scenes of how he made that character
Yes.
is like this is his character. Like it is like Ben Stiller had an idea for it, but Tom Cruise like took it into a completely different stratosphere.
You said 250, right?
Yeah.
275.
300.
I'm out.
Yes, you were.
Two, three. Oh, I'll bump you up five.
320.
325.
350.
It's yours.
Wow.
It's yours.
More than I wanted to spend on it, but uh, to get a comedy mixed in with some of these other movies that Tom Cruise has, I think makes the collection more complete. It's also one of the funniest movies of that decade. The cast is incredible, obviously. I'm a big Ben Stiller fan. This works on so many levels for me. It's aged really well, and Cruise is funny as fuck in it.
He's
Yeah,
so good.
I love it.
He's
350 you
so
ended up on
good.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yep.
Like the whole thing just being a Harvey Weinstein, like
Yeah.
I mean, that's just incredible levels of hate. He was like the only guy at the time that could actually get away with it too.
You're up, Klemmer,
Oh
Wait,
shit.
no. Oh
right?
wait, yeah, yeah. Clemmer's up.
Yeah, you just went.
Um, hmm. This will be my last movie though.
It will
Extended.
If
be
you
if you
get
get
it,
it.
Get it. Um, let's go Mission Impossible Fallout for $100.
I mean, can I just say 300 and take it? 305 and take it?
yeah. I mean, you
Three,
could.
305. It's mine. This is what we call strategy, gentlemen.
Yep.
This is strategy.
I didn't want it at all, actually, but
You didn't want
Really?
it at all.
I mean, I did want like I would have. I was just biding myself time to pick my next movie, but like this is not my top five of his. I think it's a great movie. I really enjoy it, but like Tom Cruise's filmography is so amazing.
It's true. So you are back up now,
Who's
But
back?
no, you
right?
are.
Yeah, we're snaking, right?
Me again?
Wait, no, it'd be you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said we were snaking, like as if like he would go twice and then loop back. I thought that was the whole idea of
I
the
went
snake.
twice.
Oh, I've been doing it like how it's in order on our screen. That's why. Okay, I will do. Give me like Rogue Nation for 100,
I'll take it to 120.
150.
Uh, Go to 175.
180.
200. Rebecca
205.
Ferguson. Rebecca Ferguson pulling that gun from down below. That leg propped up. You said
Uh,
200?
I'm at 205 then.
225.
How much do you actually have? You have 300? You have no,
Mhm.
you have two movies left to get. You're
Yeah,
if I
this
beat you
could
on
be
this,
one of them.
you're gonna end up with like fucking night and day.
Listen, Roy is a great character.
Um, what do you say? 225 or 250?
225.
All right, you can have it.
All right, hell yeah. Rogue Nation is right there, honestly, with Fallout for me, which I know Fallout's kind of the consensus number one, but Rogue Nation for me is like the most well-rounded out of all the Mission Possibles. It has the most callbacks to kind of old Hollywood, especially, I mean, the opening is a very clear homage to North by Northwest. And then Rebecca Ferguson is like just legitimately such a star in that movie. Shot out of a cannon onto the screen. if you watch the commentary, the Rogue Nation commentary, like Tom Cruise and Kristen McQuarrie, like how the fuck did we get her? Like she
Mhm.
just, where did she come from? The whole movie I think is fantastic though. Alec Baldwin, great at the end, like delivering some great lines to the manifestation of
His
destiny.
Imagination
Yeah,
Destiny,
like
yeah, so good.
it's so good. Jeremy Renner still in the franchise at that point, also great. He kind of got lost to time, but so good there. Yeah, no, I love Rogue Nation. On any given day, it might be my number one inside the
Hmm.
franchise.
Hmm.
Okay, so now it is, I believe, was it
You were
Klemmer
up
or me?
again.
I'm up again. Okay, let's
Yep.
do. Give me, give me Minority Report for say 100.
Well, I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out too. I don't like the movie.
Oh, cool. Minority Report is mine for
I mean,
100.
I don't hate it. I just it's just not my favorite.
I like Minority Report. I'm a fan.
Very, very important Tom Cruise movie because it's the Tom Cruise movie where they literally wrote into the text that he's very fast. He's a
Yeah,
very good runner.
he has to sprint.
They're like, yeah, he's a really good runner when he was young. He was such a fast boy, and so was his son. His son was a very good runner too. No, I really like Minority Report, especially like the way it looks. Obviously, it's just incredible. Like it's like a brand of sci-fi that just doesn't exist anymore. Like
Yeah, and
right before we really entered into like the high-speed internet age. Like so,
the digital tech stuff was so sick. The fact they did that in one take is insane.
yes. And then Colin Farrell's also
Very good.
fantastic in that movie.
Hmm.
So good.
So that gives me Minority Report, and now it is who again?
Glimmer.
Clemmer.
Fuck. I'm really torn here. I'm torn between a movie I like a lot. I probably could have gotten for like $10, and a movie, and then like picking something that would make more sense from like a budget perspective. I think I might just go with the movie that I like, but fuck it, like it's my fucking thing. I'm gonna go with Vanilla Sky.
Ooh,
I know
Oh,
I could have gotten this if I said for like 40 cents. I know I have to spend all my money, so I'll say 220.
I
And
think you're gonna get
yeah,
this one for
yeah, yeah. That's
220.
all yours.
I think so too. Um, it, Look, there are other great Tom Cruise movies. I get it. Like, I'm sure people are screaming right now. What about the original Top Gun? Didn't really like it that much. I really like Maverick a lot. I didn't really love that. You got other Mission Impossibles like well, Ghost Protocol. I think it's a really good movie. Um,
Mm.
and even the last one, the Dead Reckoning Part One, I think is like a movie that you could make a case for. Born on the Fourth of July is an interesting movie. A lot of flaws. Risky Business is very good. But Vanilla Sky to me is this really misunderstood movie. And as much as I kind of knocked Cameron Crowe for schlockiness in Jerry Maguire, a lot of that's absent here. It's an interesting score, interesting cast. Cameron Diaz is really good in it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I think this movie is just really interesting. It's a movie I think about a lot.
Hmm.
Um, like I did a thing for Barstool where it was like the last man on earth kind of thing, but I was selling merch when we
Hmm.
did the Black Friday thing. And like one of the things I stole was like me running through Times Square in the early morning because that's what he did in Vanilla Sky. So it's just a movie that I just think about a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very.
no,
I would agree with you on Misunderstood, but I don't think it's a movie I would bet a lot of money on.
I get it.
I
I know I'm on an island near this one, but
no, I find it like it's a very fascinating blockbuster. I mean, it is, it's the movie Cameron Crowe made when he got a blank check after Jerry Maguire and Almost Famous. Like they were like, make whatever you want with Tom, and that's what they made. And you can tell that he was allowed to do whatever he wants, and it makes for a very interesting movie, especially the way it's shot, like the digital look to it. I love that, and then the Tom Cruise performance is also,
it's really good. I think he's
yeah.
fantastic in this. And I know like when it came out, people didn't even like it. Like it barely made $100 million. He wasn't given that blank check again, Gooch. And like, but I liked it even back then. And I know I'm on an island here. I'm sure all people are like thinking I'm crazy for it, but you like what you like.
Have you ever seen the original with Penelope Cruz?
I have not. What is that called?
It's
Don't
like Ojos, like it's a Spanish film.
open your
It's
eyes. Open
it's
your
like
eyes. It's called. Yeah, yeah. The English translation is open your eyes. Like, I have not seen. That's Penelope Cruz's. That made her like a star, and she was in this
mhm.
because of that.
Yep. And then obviously the Cruz relationship that spawned from
Right.
it.
Yes.
Um, fascinating point in his love life, which is also very funny because they have zero chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
None.
At least I feel like
None.
none.
Okay, so now you get Vanilla Sky, you're out of money. And now I think it's you, Gooch, right?
Yep. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna throw my cards on the table. Magnolia,
Yeah, I'm taking it.
$75.
$100.
Ah, fuck. I mean, just an
Or I
incredible
guess
movie. And
80
I
$80.
think
Sorry.
for me personally, I think it's his best performance. I think he is shockingly good in that movie. Like
Hmm.
stunningly good, especially in the interview scenes where, I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson's such a fantastic director and they pair so well together. Like, oh my God. Speak on it. It's your movie. You got it for $80. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you in that. Like, if I'm ranking the pantheon of Cruise performances, like that's like right there. Like it's like a couple like I think like one ABC type deal. I would agree with you in Rain Man. He's incredible because it feels like a real person. You know what I mean? And like in a lot of his movies, he's just very larger than life. He's a fucking vampire, hitman, action star. Like he's a bunch of different things. And in Rain Man, he's just like that's a guy that exists. You know what I mean? That would take advantage of his brother to try and fucking make money on poker. Magnolia is like a little bit more on the other side of it, but he still feels more authentic. You know what I mean? More real,
yeah.
like more, I don't know. Again, maybe perhaps a real person. So I like that a lot more. And again, like you said, PTA just, I mean, it's hard to say a bad word about any PTA movie because they all have something.
Yeah.
Um,
The scenes with him, Robards, and like Philip Seymour Hoffman, like that whole dynamic, is the best scenes he's ever been in.
dude,
The
Mhm.
reason I didn't take this, I just think the movie's too uneven. It's just there are some storylines you just don't care about, some storylines that are weird. But it's funny, the best storyline was the Cruise one. Like he's fantastic in that.
Mhm.
And
mhm.
if you want to say this is his best performance ahead of Rayman, I'm not gonna argue with you. It's really good here.
Yeah. It's also like it's another Cruise situation where he was kind of given free reins to build the character himself. And then he builds this character that's so prescient. Like the idea of the alpha male selling like these tips to losers
Hmm.
is, I mean, fast forward 20 years.
Still happening.
Yeah. More prevalent than ever. So Klemmer, you're skipped. Kenjac, you're up.
What do I want as my last movie? Because I get whatever this is, no matter what it is. All of my top has been taken. I think like there's a couple ones I'm thinking of, right? Where like we talked about like Born on the Fourth of July, I think is his he's incredible in that. He's so fucking good. But the movie itself, I'm just not in love with. You know what I mean?
Same.
Mhm.
Like Mission Impossible 3 is the next one on my list where I'm like, I love Mission Impossible 3. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman, we were just talking about, I mean, he is unbelievably good in it, but it's more like, is that the movie that I love or is the other stuff? You know, a movie I really, really have always enjoyed, and I've watched it a million times, and I'll get a mountain of shit for picking it for more money than Fallout or anything else. But I've seen this movie a million times, and I always like it, and I always think it's good, and it's sometimes cheesy, sometimes schlocky. I love The Last Samurai. I fucking love Tom
Yes.
Cruise in The Last Samurai. I think he's really fucking good as was it Nathan Algren or whatever. I
Mhm.
the action in that movie, the storyline, like it is just like such a well fucking put together movie from almost every standard. Like his sort of journey as being like this guy struggling with his past, blah 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 blah, come over to the country, getting accustomed to all these things, having to fight against the people he trained, like become adopting himself in the culture, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, sure, it's Dances with Wolves in Japan, fucking whatever. I don't care. I like it a lot. I love the sets. I love the scenes. I love the being out in a big landscape. It's beautiful. And the fight scenes are great. So fuck it. I'm gonna take Last Samurai for $305 because I like it. And I'm not taking Eyes Wide Shut. I'm not taking Mission Impossible. I'm not taking any of these like higher profile things. I'm taking the fucking Last Samurai, a much maligned movie.
And it does get that dances. We talked about this. It gets that Dances with Wolves reputation very unfairly. I think it's just the poster that did it, where
Yeah.
it's the last samurai that leads you to believe that
He.
he's going to be the last samurai, which is just not the movie, even a little bit. It's very respectful, I think, of that era in Japan and Japan as a country. Even Tom, like, he learned Japanese, like, pretty well to the point where it's believable in that film. Um, One of the last big blockbusters like that, or at least period pieces like that, where everything's shot on location. There's so much care put into it. I think, has aged brilliantly. I
Hans
think
Zimmer
it's really,
score too is really good in it. Really
yes.
good.
I think Jet Li too. Also, right? Jet Li? Yes. Not Jet Li. Yes, Jet Li.
Jet
Jet
Li.
Li was in
Not Jet Li.
Impossible too,
Ken
right?
Watanabe is
Ken
really good in it.
Watanabe. Yeah, there we go. Ken Watanabe. I do think, like, I just rewatched this about a month ago. I was surprised he did not get nominated for that. Like he's really, really, really good.
And Hiroyuki Sanada really good in it. Like he's now crushing it in Shogun among many
Mhm.
other things. I was just rewatching John Wick 4. He's so good in John Wick 4. Like awesome. And a bunch of other actors were all fantastic and really, really, really enjoyed The Last Samurai. Is it worth 305? Probably not, but I dig it. It's for me.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay. I take Eyes Wide Shut. Final
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Imagine we didn't have that on the list.
Yeah.
Just didn't get drafted.
I think you could do a list where it's not on here. I get it. It's Kubrick, and it's really interesting movie, but I don't think it's a great movie.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty great. I think it's pretty fantastic. It has like multiple layers of enjoyment to it.
It's interesting, and it's a fascinating film, but it just falls short of greatness for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love that Tom Cruise performance. I love kind of everything about the film. And just the story behind it is also almost just as good. Like the production of it.
I mean, you can say that about like basically every Kubrick movie.
Yeah, this one though, like, did it
Mo-
break up Tom and Nicole? Like, did it cause a divorce? Who knows? So I get that for $75.
That's a
Wow,
good deal.
wow.
We got reverse value. Honestly, like I should be spending 315 on Eyes Wide Shut, but I don't care. Again, did you like Last Samurai, Clemmer? I feel like it's not a movie you
I've
would
never
really.
seen it.
Really? I'm
Huh?
interested to see what you think about it now, because it's kind of a movie like the meme like Pizza Hut tastes great when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's nasty. That's what it is to me, The Last Samurai, because people be like, oh, it sucks. Last Samurai is Tom Cruise. Like, no, it's good. It's fun ass time.
Yeah.
No, I would check it out for sure. I like, obviously I love Tom Cruise, so I don't know why I just missed it, but I did.
Hmm. All right, so here's our full lists. I have Collateral, Fallout, Minority Report, Magnolia, and The Last Samurai. My biggest regret in this entire thing is I should have bid on Rogue Nation. Giving Gooch Rogue Nation, I think, kind of gave him the win here. But
I think you're gonna come away with this, to be honest.
I don't think so because not there's not a lot of shooters in the main course of for Magnolia. I don't think, you know what I mean. Like a lot of people are going to be going at you're going to be on my side for Fallout and for Collateral. Maybe not Minority Report, maybe not Magnolia, maybe not The Last Samurai, but you could definitely going to have them for Maverick, Jeremy Maguire, Edge of Tomorrow, and Rogue Nation. So that's I think all on your side. And Clemmer, you have Color of Money, Few Good Men, Rain Man, and Tropic Thunder and Vanilla Sky. So I
Yeah,
think these are all.
my biggest regret was I wish I could have gotten Edge of Tomorrow instead of Vanilla Sky. That was my plan. I got four. I know I never do well on these because I'm old, but I got four of the five movies I wanted. And if I had Edge of Tomorrow, I would have been like But the Vanilla Sky's fine. Like I enjoy it a lot. I love the movie, but I know it's not going to do well in a poll.
We'll see. We'll see how it works out. I think
Okay.
that in the poll, Gooch is going to win, but I don't know who between you and me will come in second. That's my kind of prediction here.
Here's
But
some of the movies, by the way, that were. This is how deep his filmography is just insane. They get left off. So obviously, Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, and Dead Reckoning and Ghost Protocol. The original Top Gun, pretty nuts. I think we're all on
yeah,
the same page about Top Gun, like iconic movie.
important
Quality.
movie, not nearly as good, not in the same stratosphere
Yes,
as Maverick.
I would agree. Interview with the Vampire, which
It's
is
not.
like
I don't think it's a good movie. He's
I don't think
interesting.
it's a good movie. I think he's very good in it. I
Yeah.
think he, as Lestat, he's amazing. I also think this is like Brad Pitt. I think
he's bad in it.
yeah, he's just straight bad. It's
Kirsten
hard. It's
Dunst is
hard to
very good.
who.
Kirsten Dunst is
Dude,
very good.
Yes.
incredible. So and what's his name? Who's the
Antonio
or
Banderas.
yes, Banderas is incredible too. I thought he was really good.
We have also War of the Worlds, movie I do not like.
I like parts of it. I don't like
The
it.
kids are bad.
Take the
kids
kids
are
out of the movie.
terrible.
That's an awesome movie.
Kids are terrible in that movie. And what's her face? I do like, was it
Dakota
Dakota
Fanning.
Fanning? Yeah, she's just screaming the whole movie. It's
Yeah,
tough. We have Oblivion. I think that's
I
the
like
first
Oblivion.
Kaczynski team up.
M83 soundtrack bangs in that. Really, really good.
Austin Powers Gold member. Of course, who can forget
Damn.
him as Austin Powers at the beginning, kissing Gwyneth Paltrow, which she says is the best kiss she's ever had.
Wow.
Wow.
Poor Chris
Um,
Martin. DeVito and
Yes.
Kevin Spacey, right?
Kevin Spacey, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And then has Spielberg show up making a cameo too as the director.
Yeah, and then he just
Yep.
backflips off screen and like the stunt double is so funny. That's such a funny intro. I gotta rewatch
Yes.
those.
Let's see here. What else? The Jack Reacher movies, which I think the first one's better than people give it. Like the first one's not bad.
Jack Reacher fans hate them because Tom Cruise is 5'6" and he's supposed to be like 7 foot tall in in the books or whatever. But like I think as somebody who had never read the books and just watched the movies originally, like I was like, oh, this is a fun action movie. So I think it's doesn't deserve
Is it
the hate.
Robert Duvall is the like old guy
It's the
doing that
sniper
movie?
guy, yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear what else. American Made.
I like American Made. That was a sneaky, very good movie.
I don't really like it. I like the way it looks, kind of, but I don't care for that character. Was Barry Pepper? I just
What's
he's
that
too
like about him
stupid.
being like, here's what's going to happen. You're about to get a call from a senator who's going to let me off the hook. Like, I love those scenes, whether it's like that, like Lord of War, any scene like that, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. Um, Risky Business.
That's one that
Yeah.
I was torn on.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's fantastic.
It's a really good movie.
The like just him, like it is truly incredible to watch him on screen at that age, just be able to do what he does. It's like an unteachable skill. It's like watching a 16-year-old dunk a basketball. It's just like, yeah, I guess. Um, so good. Born on the 4th of July, we talked about it a bunch.
Oh,
His best performance, I mean, it's the one he got nominated for.
he's incredible.
He got nominated for more than just that, right? What else did he get nominated for?
Let's
He
see,
nominated for
too.
Magnolia? I feel like he's gotten 3 nominations. Am I right? Did he get nominated for Rain Man too?
Let's see. He
I think he got nominated
nominated
for Rain Man.
Born on the 4th of July, Jerry Maguire, Magnolia,
Jerry
Best
Maguire.
Supporting.
Yes, he did get nominated for Rain Man. That's right.
And he technically got nominated for Best Picture as producer of Top Gun Maverick. So
Oh yeah. I hope he comes out and just like whenever they give him his like honorary Oscar, he just goes up on stage like Alfred Hitchcock did and just goes, "Thank you," just
Yeah.
leaves.
no, he needs a speech. He needs a speech about how great movies are. Please.
Yeah. Valkyrie. We talk about that one a lot for
I
not the right reasons.
better than people give it credit for. I will give it that much.
That was the first MeQ movie. We had Days of Thunder.
I like Days of Thunder. It's cheesy schlock. It's whatever. Tony Scott probably at his worst, but I like it.
It is Tony Scott at his worst, but it's also like quintessential like Tony Scott because it's so like the way it looks is incredible. Like it's just instead of airplanes, we're doing race cars. And I love just like that cotton candy look to the whole movie. But then Nicole Kidman's supposed to be like a doctor, and she's like 21 years old. It's
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
Cocktail. Come on now.
Yeah. That was like I feel like that was like a one for me, one for you movie. You know what I mean? Like, all right, studios, you want to see me be hot? Here you go.
Very hot, very very hot in that movie. Rock of Ages.
That was
Stacey Jacks.
we
Come
wasn't
on.
spending $5 on that.
Yeah.
Probably the worst movie he's ever been in. I would
Yeah.
say that or Losing It. Far and Away, also not a good movie.
No.
Pretty bad to be honest.
Yes,
And then
yeah.
the last one on here, All the Right Moves, which I actually really like.
I haven't seen it in years. It was on HBO a lot, like when I was growing up in the 80s, but I haven't seen it since then.
I watched it as a pairing like 3 months ago with Risky Business because they came out the same year. So it's like this very interesting flip side to kind of where he was at in the career and
Also,
to that
we're
character in
missing
Risky
the
Business.
we're missing the other Mission Impossibles too, which we didn't really.
Yeah, I said those off the top. The one,
Okay.
2, 3, Ghost Protocol, and Dead
How about The
Reckoning all
Mummy?
left off.
How about the what?
The
We don't
Mummy.
talk about that one. We don't talk about that one. That's his worst movie, actually.
How about Lions for Lambs?
That's the one I actually have not seen.
I've
I've
not.
never seen that.
Oh,
That's
God.
the Redford
Redford
directed.
and
Yes.
Streep. Brown. Not good.
Tom Cruise, a lot of good movies. Says he has
Lot of-
four. Says he has four in production with Christopher McQuarrie right now.
God, I love him. He's got the space
working
movie
on
with
the-
Lyman soon, right?
Got the space movie with Lyman. He's shooting the, or I think they just wrapped shooting on the Inarritu movie with Jesse Plemons.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
That's going to be very good, I think. Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
fascinating career.
Yeah. Very excited. Everything Tom Cruise does seems to turn to gold. And I mean, not an original thought. Everyone says this. He's the last major movie star. You know what I mean? Like no one really touches that same stratosphere that he seems to, or the heights he seems to get into. So we love Tom Cruise here. Big Tom Cruise guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is fun. We got to do this again.
Yeah, I agree. That was very fun. We should definitely do that again. But thank you very much, Clemmer. Clemmer's got to run, go to Pick Central. But thank you very much, Clemmer, for joining, and we will see you guys next week.